Well, dang. uh, Hold on. I'm trying to find the drop of Jesus just popped up on me. What's up, what's poppin'? It's your girl, Rican 18, aka Period Poo. And you're tuning into yet another episode of Sing to It. Then, girl, I gotta start doing this again. Why am I out of breath? Period. But anyway, that's very much besides the point. Thank you so much for watching. And who will be listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to make sure I cover all the platforms because I be leaving everybody behind. But the drop of Jesus for this episode is Galatians 2:20. My old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I live. It's no longer who I live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. That is Galatians 2:20, and that's on Period Poo. So, like I said, I'm out of breath because I ain't did this in a while. Even though I feel like I just had an interview like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But girl, your girl be struggling. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We have another special guest. I'm super excited to learn more about this guest. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm nervous, but I'm super excited. There's so much I want to talk on. But without further ado, I'm gonna pronounce her name wrong, but when she comes in, she can correct me. Because I'm gonna pronounce it so wrong. I feel like the last name is like Lynnell, but I don't know how to pronounce the first one. I feel like it's Deja or Dajee. Without further ado, let me pop her in. Hey! I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
I can. Hi, beautiful.
Why wouldn't I turn on the mic, right?
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Dajee.
Dajee. Okay, that's cute.
Yes,
I like it.
Dajee.
And then the last part is what?
Lynnell, you said that right.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, girl, we 50% there.
Right, 50%. Give me my credit.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm super excited to learn
Thank you for
more
having me.
about you. So, let's get into it. Tell us how you got into music, what made you interested in getting into music. Let us know.
So, I love music since I was younger. I just remember my first feeling, I'll always say it exactly, my first feeling of like, oh, I want to do this like for a living. I was around like 6 years old. Ashanti came out with Rain on Me. Rain on Me. And that video was just giving life. And I was like, I want to do this. To my aunt, may she rest in peace. I said, Titi, I want to do this. And she said, girl, you could do anything you want to. If you think you could sing, you can sing. I said,
Period.
Period.
We love the confidence.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to get into the R&B side of music? Well, you said a song. I mean, you kind of said that. So,
No, but it's a good question. It's really just the way they speak to you in R&B music. That's like when I grew up on like, you know, Toni Braxton, Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige, etc., who actually write songs to teach you lessons and to help you grow, or even help themselves grow at the time that they're writing. Because I know when I write, it's like helping me out. So, but it just kind of gave me a lot of experience and knowledge on how to go about certain situations. I went through a lot as a kid, so music was like my saving grace.
So my next question would be, there's so many artists out here, there's so many singers, beautiful voices, some need work on, some but what makes you stand out? What is going to make the listeners or viewers go to your music to listen to it?
I think it's like my unique way of writing and singing my songs. A lot of people who listen to my music compared to like the old days writing wise, like in the 90s and stuff, I don't have like I kind of write how I feel. I've never been musically trained, so I think that's something that I kind of have as an advantage. Even though, yeah, it's good to know all those things and all that stuff and to be educated. But I think that's my advantage because it really does just come from me and from my heart.
Mm,
So and my voice is just so silky smooth.
right.
So I think when people hear it, it's going to be different from what they're used to, which is more like pop R&B and like a little bit higher pitched. Yeah, I can go there, but my normal range is pretty low.
Mm. I love the honestly when women sing on a lower girl, I don't even know the word. When they sing on a
Register?
lower pitch. Yeah. What'd you say?
Register?
Yeah. When they sing lower, I feel like it don't get appreciated enough, if that makes sense. Like everybody wants the female to go up high, sing all, do all the runs and stuff so high. But when you sing low, like there's a specific uniqueness about that because
Mhm.
I'm listening to you talk and you don't talk that low.
I know it's so funny because I talk so high pitched and then
Mm-hmm.
my chest voice is just so deep and it wasn't always like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had struggles with it when my voice changed. And everybody was like, no, like, I got a lot of like negative reviews when I first came out. I was like younger, and then
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay, like I don't know how to get used to this. And then next, it just kind of everything just clicked. I was like, who cares what they say? I'm
Right.
finna sing how I sing. So, and then I think that's what really made people like start listening more is when I was 100% confident, like this is how I sing and I love it how I sing. So,
I mean, I agree. I feel like as I watch different artists, like, um, what's the word I want to use?
mhm,
Their evolution, I guess I could use
mhm,
from when they first come into the industry into like 5 years, 6 years, and you see like them become themselves and their music. It's a beautiful thing. So, what is something that as a newer artist that you're learning, you're still trying to figure out in this industry?
um, other than everything, because everything's always constantly changing. It's like you learn something and it's something new, and then it's something else, and no, you have to do this now and do
Hmm.
this now. And it's like,
Period.
but I guess that I'm currently learning how to better like deal with time management.
Mm.
Um, I love to perform and like I'm always going to be at the shows. I'm always going to be, outside performing and around music, but I also I teach full time and I coach, the girls too. I coach softball, I assist coach in dancing as well. So it's so hard sometimes to focus just on me because I'm like selfless a lot of times and I'm such an empath. So I always want to be involved, always want to be around. But sometimes I'm learning that I'm going to have to separate and cut off a lot of things
Mm.
just to be able to get to where I know I'm meant to be. So I think that's like my biggest lesson right now is like, girl, you got to cut some things out.
I agree, girl. I needed that. That was for me. That was a word for me. Because time management, I just suck at it. And even the more time I feel like I invest, like, oh, I need to be organized. Oh, I need to like write it out. The more chaotic it is. So I'm glad that you
Literally.
touched on this because not a lot of people do, especially as
Yeah.
artists. So
Yeah. I think it's because they don't want to admit
mm,
it.
probably you're
But
probably
for me it's like it's a lot and sometimes
mm,
I feel like recently, thank God, I've been learning how to get over that and like just like lessen my anxiety and just focus more on like what like make it more fun.
mm,
So I got back into that and it's like yay.
okay. Well, that's good, girl. You're inspiring me because I
No,
need
thank
it.
you.
Um, my next question is say somebody is listening to you right now, and
Mhm.
yeah, you're new, but you have some experience. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to them to, start their journey, or, maybe they're in a season to where, it just don't look like, oh, well, I'm going to be successful, or, oh, people are in their ear doing this, and that, and the third. What advice would you give them?
um I'll give them the advice my dad gave me when I released my first single, which is just do it. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be the right place. It's never going to be the right blah, 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 blah. You're going to keep postponing it. and then you're never going to put your stuff out. You're never going to put yourself out there. You're never going to be able to receive the blessings that are supposed to be for you because you're scared, or you're, kind of holding off for whatever other reason, because not everybody's scared, but for the most part, we're all fearful of something, whether it's rejection or just even with the time management thing. Like, that was a big thing for me. I was like, oh, like, I need to do this. I'm scared to do it because, like, that's what makes me whole, kind of. Like, my students are everything to me, but at the same time, I'm like,
Right.
bye. So my advice is to just do it and go for what you want to do, no matter what it is. Educate yourself on it. I know it's hard to really set out the time to do that stuff, especially when life hits you. Like, if you guys knew even like a quarter of like my story, you'd understand. I understand. We all go through things. Like, I'm currently going through things, but you have to do what makes you happy. Like, even if no one's on your side at the time, you got to go for it. Do it for yourself, because you're gonna die alone. So you gotta live your life the way you want.
Right.
So yeah,
Um,
a little aggressive on the die thing, but
Dragon. So, and I feel like this is imposing, but you just mentioned it, so I'm like, okay, let's just go there. Could you share a little bit of your story with us?
oh yeah. Uh well, I'll give like a big piece that's more current. My dad, he passed away last year, right after the new year on January 2nd, and that was really hard. And it wasn't a traditional, like, oh, like, my dad died, I've known him forever or anything like that. I didn't see my dad for 17 years, and I was a daddy's girl, so that was really hard for me growing up. It deterred me from a lot. I didn't even know at the time. When you're younger, you don't think those things affect you. You just are the way you are. But when you grow up and you start diving deep and like digging into all of that, you start to realize everything has a reason, everything has an effect, everything, is everything. You can't run from anything. So when he came back, I was resistant and stuff, but we point is we didn't have that much time, like 4 years together, and then he ended up getting COVID, and he was about to be released from the hospital. He ended up having a heart attack, and it happened so fast. I found out Friday, he passed away Sunday morning at like 2 a.m. So it
Wow.
was, and I didn't even get to talk to him, which was the worst part. So, but he also just like I said, he just gave me a speech a couple months ago to release my song. I am such a perfectionist with my music. I would not release it if people are not going to hear what I hear in my head, because I really do write my stuff and select my beats, and everything's down to like feeling, like everything's a feeling for me. I will sit here and go through 300 beats before I just pick one to write to. Which is a curse and a blessing, but he was just like, girl, baby girl, like, you got to release it, like, just release it. So I did, and he was like, you're gonna make it to 50K streams, by this time. And then he passed away, and I did make it to 50K streams by
Wow.
that time. So it was pretty cool. I felt like he's still here, so yeah.
Wow.
That's a little.
Sheesh. That is an amazing story. I'm sorry about the loss,
I know.
for one. And for two, thank you for sharing, because there's so many people who have experienced loss due to COVID, due to different little things. And, using music to walk out of it, or to tell them that they're overcome, or tell them it's okay to grieve, is an important thing. So, yeah, thank you for sharing. My next question is how, I mean, you already kind of talked about it. You got 50,000 streams, and more to come, period. Uh, over it. So how important is social media to an artist's evolution? Am I skipping? I could be. I could be
I am so sorry. My My computer's skipping. I am trying to figure out why and get it to stop because
No,
I
you're
could
fine.
not make out what you just said. Give me 5 seconds, please.
No, you're fine. Take your time. That is.
I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me? Are we live? We're live. I just want to thank everyone who is watching and commenting. I appreciate it. I appreciate the shares, the love, the support. Can you hear me now? Are we good?
Yes, you're back. Thank you.
No
Yes.
problem. My question was with how.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I almost forgot my question. Let's talk about social media. How important is social media in an artist's career or evolution?
Uh, it's so important and it's so hard to crack. I still don't understand all of it. I won't lie to you guys. It's a lot of information, it's ever changing, but it's so important. It's something that I've been learning as I've been going because I've always been more of a live singer. I go out and I perform, and that's how I built my fan base. But, to evolve, you have to be on social media and be on it seriously, which another thing with time management is so hard. But I've had some good advice around me, some good people around me. I know Terrell's in here, to give me that advice and that knowledge to help me grow in that aspect. But yeah, guys, get on social media. It's so important.
It's so important, and people sleep on it really. But as an artist, like your song could literally go viral on TikTok or Instagram and literally be on the chart, number one on the charts. Like it's very important. And honestly, when it comes to time management, I feel like it should be managed a little bit more for a lot of artists. But at the same time, there are some artists that like, drop a song every 10 years and everybody's on it. And you have to build that momentum, and that's the important thing. So you were talking about how your dad spoke into your life basically before passing and things of that nature. And I don't feel like people realize how important speaking into somebody's, career or somebody's life or just an ounce of support, how far it goes. I don't feel like people take it serious. So what are your thoughts on supporting, sharing other artists? What's your thoughts?
Oh, that shouldn't be a question. I mean, people are so weird. Like everyone is trying to be a person. We're all human, like I'm trying to grow, you're trying to grow, the next person's trying to go. um I said grow. I don't get why people make it so like dramatic. Like just
Mm-hmm.
support each other. Like I know we get busy, but I still will go and I'll make sure I go through at least on a day that I'm free. If I know that this Sunday I have a busy schedule but I have free from 12 to 5, I'm going to be on social media and just go and pick 10 of my friends and just spam them, like their stuff, share it, and then move on, like, and it takes that sometimes, even though sometimes it does start to feel a little robotic, but it makes a difference in the end because hello, I wish someone would go and share my stuff on a Sunday. That would make my day. Not wish, because people do, but I'm saying, it'll make my day. Like I think that we're just sometimes a little selfish as humans and stuff, and it's cool, but I think everybody needs to just grow out of it, support each other. I've faced, and my friends have faced so much like difficulty doing music where we're at, and everyone has difficulties. So, especially like I teach, like I said, high schoolers, and just hearing their stories just inspires me even more. And I'm like, oh, I wish people were just good to each other. But that would be like the supermodel answer, like world peace.
Right, right. If you're running for Miss America, I feel you. But yeah, I agree. Like
Mhm.
I said world peace. I agree with supporting. I feel like support.
Mhm.
If everybody lend a hand in everybody's career, we would all get there. But like you said, that people are selfish. Everybody's just thinking, "Oh, I need my come up. I need my come up." Whatever. So my next question is: if you weren't doing, R&B music, what other style of genre of music would you be doing?
Country.
Okay, I kind of figured you were gonna say that. But
Country
why?
music. I know it sounds so funny, but really,
I
it's
kind of
because they're
figured.
so raw in their writing. I am so inspired listening to some country songs that I'm just like, dang, like they just speak so much truth into their music. It's inspiring. It makes me want to try it. And I will try it like K Michelle's one
Mm,
day.
period.
Maybe not as aggressive, but
Period. Right. They be talking about a regular Wednesday and put it in a song, and it's a hit. So I kind of figure you were gonna say country. I feel like country and R&B kind of go. They're pretty similar. They just, you know,
hmm
I think they're pretty similar. But anyway, so
they have a little twang. They have a little twang.
right. I mean, if K Michelle can do it, get a few views. Anybody
You
can
know
do
what
it.
I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. There's so many questions I want to ask you.
Go ahead,
Um,
I'm here.
ooh,
You look
okay.
so pretty, by the way. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Thank you. You're gonna
You're
make me
welcome.
cry. Not on my show.
You look so good. I'm like, girl,
Please.
yes.
Period. I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. Uh, okay, you're saying you teach high schoolers. That's where I wanted to go. So, with teaching high schoolers and hearing their different stories, are you eventually going to, because you've been to high school, we've all experienced school. So, you working with them now, are you eventually going to put that, like, contribute that into the music, into the fold?
Mhm. No, it,
Okay.
it hasn't it hasn't really crossed my mind, even though like my students know free tickets for all my kids anytime. I'll see it
Mhm.
on live anywhere, anytime. My students are always welcome to come see me no matter what. They know that even though we can't talk now, in the future once they're graduated and stuff, they can hit me up at any time. They all
Mhm.
stalk my Instagram anyway,
Right. I feel you.
so they know
Uh,
where to find me.
period. On a Monday morning. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, where should we go? What is your dream collab? Hey, Period Pooh.
My dream collab. I have a couple because everybody knows my soul sister Tony Braxton and I would make magic. Magic. But I want to collab with Babyface so
Okay.
bad. He's a genius. Lauren Hill,
Okay.
geniuses. In the newer like R&B, I would say her.
Okay.
Um, she just has such a beautiful like way of singing that it seems so natural,
Mhm.
and I feel that's why we would blend.
Mhm.
And I know this is gonna sound so funny, but I do want to do a song with a drill rapper. I don't know who
Okay.
yet, but I wanna experiment into that. So maybe soon, who knows? I have a few that I might talk to you about that because I think it'll be nice just to be on a hook, kind of like the boy's a liar,
Right.
you know.
Right.
It's catchy. I mean, mine would probably be deeper a little bit,
Mhm.
but like something like that. I think it'll be a cool vibe. So I'm thinking a few of them. I have a few connections there in that area. So
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, drill.
I know
So,
every time I say that, everybody's like, "What girl?" I'm like,
right.
Yep, I
But
said it."
I feel like it's like mad popular in the UK, of course. But I feel like the US really hasn't grabbed a hold of it like we should and run with it. But anyway, I digress. So where can we listen to your music, keep afloat of all you're doing?
Everywhere.
So on
No,
TikTok.
seriously.
Oh, okay.
Um, I'm getting on TikTok a lot more recently. Learning more versus posting.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm learning TikTok, so that's gonna be pretty cool once I get the hang of it and stuff. Always on Instagram. Everyone can reach me on Instagram. I anyone who follows me, I pretty much follow back unless like other things, but
Right.
I pretty much follow everyone back just because I'm so grateful for anyone who does listen to my music and support me. And I'll always like see your stuff as long as I can see your stuff because sometimes it's gonna be playing. People hit me up like, "You ain't never liked my stuff." I'm like, "Girl, I'm so sorry. Like, let me add you to my close friends list so I can get your notifications. Like, my bad." But
Yeah.
yeah, Facebook. I don't post as much as I should on Facebook, and That's something I've been realizing recently because I have a large fan base on Facebook, but like a lot of supporters of mine follow my Facebook, but I'm mainly on Instagram. So I'm definitely gonna up on my Facebook. So if you guys follow me there, I'll definitely follow you guys back. And all my music is everywhere: Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, wherever you can search it, you'll find it.
Period. So make sure you go out and follow her on all her social medias, stream the music. But before we go, I want to ask you to tell us more about this single. Give us the tea.
Which one? Missing Pieces?
Yes, I was about to say something else, but Missing Pieces.
I just released Missing Pieces, and it's like a blessing because I really like I said, I pour my heart into my music. So I had written a few singles even before this one, but when my dad heard this one, he's like, "Oh, baby girl, this one is good." He's like, "You got to release this one." And then he told me after that to release his favorite, which I will be releasing because he says so. But yeah, Missing Pieces is just such a big piece of me. It's me finally speaking my mind, even when sometimes it sounds ugly and mean. I'm such an empathetic person. I don't like to say things and but I'm also a blunt person, so it's weird. I battle with myself so much. But yeah, I feel bad saying certain things, so I try to find certain ways to say it. And I really just expressed how I felt in that moment. Even when I sing it live, I still go back to the moment I wrote it. I'm like, wow, I remember feeling like that in a different place now, but I still remember that feeling. So it's such a good song for me. My music heals me, man. So I'm so happy when people hear it and they're like, damn, girl, this is good. I'm like, thank you. I get so excited. But um, it's just really a journey of self-reflection and honesty. And in life, it's kind of metaphoric. In life, you're always going to search for the things that you need, the things that you feel are missing. And sometimes it's already there, Sometimes we search for things that don't belong in our puzzle. I say that a lot. Like sometimes we search for missing pieces that do not belong in our puzzle. They don't belong there, sis. Leave it alone. So yeah, the song is pretty much about that and a little love journey and stuff. So
I'm for it.
thank you.
So make sure you guys, like I said, make sure y'all go stream the music. Like she said, it's everywhere. Follow her. I love, like I said in the beginning, I love seeing artists. Girl, I keep forgetting the word. Oh, I'm getting mad with myself. Evolve. That's the word. Evolve.
It's okay. It's
love
a weekend. My brain sometimes on weekends is off.
Right.
So I feel you.
Thank you so much for bearing with me. Thank you for
Yes.
coming on and being transparent and opening up, sharing your story. Thank you for being an amazing guest.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. It's so nice to meet you. I was super excited for the interview. I was like, yes, block that in my schedule. Right. No interruption.
Do not disturb.
Yeah, do not disturb, please, and thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, remember, guys, nobody can be you but you, so be the best version of you. And that's on period, folks.